So the bottom section is more or less finished now, so I'm going to move on to the dial surround. So I've cut this blank, got it to fit, cut the middle out, which is where the dial is and the little doors for the cuckoo, and then drawn the pattern on. Now the pattern's from a photograph, so it was a bit tricky to do because in the picture obviously this is in place, so I can't quite see what's behind. I could see there was a couple of leaves there, so I actually copied, I think it was that leaf, and put it down there. And the bottom of that one I just had to make up on the two sides, but the rest of it was just about there, and you could sort of get the pattern and draw it on. So the next thing I'm going to do is fret this out. Now normally I just put the lines on that I'm going to cut, but I've actually drawn it all on this time because it's so complicated. So what I'll have to do is shade in the bits that I've got to cut out, because when you're moving it around on the fret saw, you've got a chance of just following a line and cutting through something you're not supposed to. So I'm going to have to be very careful and not to mess it up. So the way this is held in place is it just goes behind those two little carved branches there. There's another two for the other side. I took one of them off because it was in slightly the wrong place, the other one was missing. So I've made a new bit for that. So when it comes off, the bottom of it's held on with these two hooks, there's one either side, so there'll be a couple of eyes in here to hold it in place. So I've got to the stage now where everything's roughed out, so everything's separated, the leaves and these rails. The rails here, there's a double one, so that'll be split in two. So I made a mistake when I was cutting it out. I actually cut the middle out up to the second rail instead of to there. So I've actually let in a piece. So when it's finished you won't be able to see that at all, so it doesn't matter, it's just a pain for me to do. The leaves have got the edges rolled up slightly on most of them. So what I've done is, I've just noticed on the photograph, looking through the bits you can see, these are rolled over as well. I copied a different leaf, so what I've done is I'm going to take a little bit off there and carve that differently so that it works like these, so it's more as it should be. I've completed this side, I've done all the undercutting, so that's finished more or less. I might tweak it a little bit, but more or less done. I did make a couple of alterations, which is adding a block on either side here, because if you look at the front, these branches all start from somewhere, which is that corner and this corner. It's the same on the side pieces. I've got it down here, and this didn't, so it didn't actually make any sense. So I've added that, and now it looks okay. I'm reasonably happy with that. Like I say, it's hard to see when that's in front in the photograph. you're just guessing at what's behind from the little bits you can see. So that's not bad now. I'm happy with that. So I'll now work on the other side. I'm just going to roughly sketch out the shapes of the leaves with this burr before going back to using the hand tools. I'm just redrawing the shapes of the leaves now. This is putting a bit more detail in. So that's all the undercutting on the back done, and that's that surround finished. So that's it fitted to the case. So the next thing we'll be doing is the crown, which is going to be basically that one. It wants redrawing because it's a slightly different scale and the pitch is wrong as well, so that'll have to be altered before I can start working on that.